Let us now take up a Vartikam which also prescribes the affix yuch. Recall that we just studied the Sutram 33128 Ato yuch, which prescribes the affix yuch in the same sense as that in which the affix kal is prescribed by 33126 Ishaddasu krichra krichrartheshu. Now we'll take up a Vartikam which in the Mahabhashyam is under 33130 Anyebhyopi Drishyate. That Sutram 33130 has the Anuvritti of Chandasi coming down from 33129. But this Vartikam here says Bhashayam Shasi Yudhi Drishi Mrishibhyo Yuj Vaktavyaha. This Vartikam actually only applies in the classical language Bhashayam and prescribes the affix yuch following these 5 verbal roots. They are as follows: Shas, which is Shasu, Anushishtau, from the Adadiganaha; Yudh, which is Yudha Samprahare, from the Divadiganaha; then Drish, which is Drishir Prekshane, from the Bvadiganaha; then Drisha, which is Nidrisha Pragalbhye, from the Svadiganaha; and finally Mrish, which is Mrisha Titikshayam, from the Divadiganaha. So the meaning of this Vartikam is, in the classical language, the affix yuch is used following any one of the verbal roots listed below, and in composition with either ishat or durdus or su, used in the sense of difficulty or ease. So it is the same meaning in which the affix kal is prescribed by 33126. 33126 prescribes the affix kal following a verbal root when in composition with either ishat or durdus or su, used in the sense of difficulty or ease, which is krishra krishrartheshu. The same thing here in this Vartikam. The affix yuch is used following any one of the verbal roots listed below when in composition with either ishat or durdus or su, used in the sense of difficulty or ease. Hence this affix yuch prescribed by this Vartikam is a apavadaha to the affix kal prescribed by 33126. And once again, this Vartikam only applies in the classical language, not in the Veda. Let's take an example here. Dukkhena yudhyate iti duryodhanaha. Dukkhena yudhyata iti duryodhanaha. Duryodhanaha is derived from the verbal root yudha, which is yudha samprahare, from the Divadiganaha in composition with dur or dus. This verbal root is listed in the Vartikam, so therefore we can use this affix yuch here. The one problem here is that this verbal root yudha samprahare, is normally used intransitively. It does not take a direct object. For example, in the Bhagavad Gita, Kairmaya saha yodhavyam asmindrana samudhyame. In this verse, yodhavyam is a bhave prayogaha, the act of fighting. So, with whom has the act of fighting to be done by me, and not ke maya yodhavyaha? That would be a karmani prayogaha, who have to be fighted by me. That is not the way this verbal root is normally used. It is a akarmaka dhatuho. But in the usage duryodhanaha, it has been used transitively. Is duryodhanaha is one who is fought with difficulty. We can say like that, it is one who is fought against with difficulty. Means one who is difficult to fight against. That against is making it a sakarmaka dhatuho. We cannot have a karmani prayogaha. The dhatu is akarmaka. It's obvious, isn't it? There is no such usage normally in the language as I fight him, I fight with him. Somebody fights with somebody. Somebody doesn't fight somebody. That's not the way in which this verbal root is normally used. But here in Duryodhanaha, we have to take it to be a transitive verbal root. So the meaning is that Duryodhanaha is one who is difficult to be fought against. Means it's difficult to fight against him. The other way out is to assume that there is causation involved in the verbal root. So he is one who is made to fight with difficulty, which means that it is difficult to make him fight. But I think the first one is a better meaning. But we have to treat the verbal root yudha as a transitive verbal root in order to explain the karmani prayogaha. We start the derivation with dur or dus plus yudh plus yuch by this Vartikam under 33130. Vartikam says Bhashayam Shasi Yudhi drishi, drishi, mrishibhyo, yujvaktavyaha. So verbal root yud is mentioned in that, so we can use the affix yuch over here. This Vartikam appears under 33128 in the Siddhanta Kaumudi. Now, the term Ishaddusu Shu comes as anuvritti into this Vartikam from the Sutram 33126. Ishaddusu Shu Krichra Krichraarthe Shu Khal. And that term Ishaddusu Shu ends in the seventh of the locative case. Hence, dur or dus gets the Upapada Sanya here by 3192. Tatra Upapadam Saptami Stham. So now we have dur or dus plus yud plus yu after removing the ending chakara in yuch, which is the it letter, by harantyam tasya lopaha. Now bring in the ana adesha in place of yu by yuvoranako 711 along with Paribhasha Sutram 1155 anekarshit sarvasya. So now we have dur or dus plus yud plus ana. Then we apply ugantalagu patasya to replace the penultimate ukara of yud by a okaraha, and we get dur or dus plus yodhana. Now we form the compound between dur or dus, which is the upapadam, and yodhana using the Sutram 2219, which is upapadam ating. Now here dur or dus is the upapadam, and hence it gets the upasajana sanya by 1243. Prathama nidishtam samas upasajanam. In the compound, dur or dus is placed in the prior position as per 2230. Upasajanam purvam. Now dur or dus plus yodhana gets the pratipadika sanya by krit tadita samasascha. And in the case of dus, we apply sasajusho ruhu, which is 8 to 66. Then we remove the ukaraha of ru, because the ukara has the it sanya by upadesha janunasika it, then tasya lopaha. So dus also becomes dur, and we get duryodhana. Remember that dur as well as dus is an avyayam. So following an avyayam, the default su pratyaha takes a look elision by avyad apsupaha, which is 2482. So therefore dur or dus has the padasanya. So that's how we can apply sasajusho ruhu 8 to 66 to replace the sakara of dus by ru. So finally, this is how we get the form duryodhana. So this is the Vartikam which allows us to use this affix yuch in the same sense as that of the affix kal, following these 5 verbal roots. The additional complication in the case of Duryodhana is that we have to treat yud as a transitive verbal root.